Hello and welcome to our next episode of One Cardinal, One Cub, and One Beer. JJ, how do I sound?
You sound smooth. AM radio good.
We have had a heck of a time trying to get this working. I don't know what's wrong with my sound system because 2 days ago I just recorded on this and now we're like almost 15 minutes past when we should have started.
Well, now we're to the good part of the show.
Yeah. Oh, welcome to One Cardinal, One Cup, and One Beer, the July 9th or the June 9th, 2026 edition. Let's get the housekeeping going and let's get this show over before my microphone craps out again. So, um, for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can have our information as soon as we drop it. And for those of you who are on Facebook, make sure that you like our Facebook page. We do post every Wednesday. Right after I post the show, we post a picture of a player that was not Hall of Fame, but all-star caliber, just to kind of remember them. And the first one that gets a hold of me, you either just have to like the picture first or send me a message. Last week it was George Hendrick and it was found by Marlon Dixon first. And when you do that, you get your name in a hat. And every week you win, you get another name in the hat. And by the end of the year, we do have a prize package that you will win, which will include 2 tickets to your favorite baseball team. And so we'll draw that name out of the hat at the end of the season. And the more times you win, the better your odds are going to be. If you'd like to contact us, just contact us through any of our platforms. You can leave us a direct message. You can leave a comment on something, or you can use the old-fashioned email at onecard1cup1beer@gmail.com. Guess what, JJ?
What's that?
We are no longer on Patreon.
Oh, I heard there were some problems. Some hackers.
I got hacked on Patreon.
Dirty birds.
And there's nothing. Patreon, you cannot call a human being. It's
Oh.
all AI generated chatbot.
Mm.
And when I explain the problem, they tell me the same thing. It just keeps going in a loop. And finally, I have to get mean with the chat box. I said, "You really don't know what you're doing, do you?" "Well, I try my best." And so anyway, so then it gave me an email that I can email a human being. You know what the human being told me through email?
What'd they say?
Same thing that the stupid chat box said.
Oh, that's something.
So they keep saying, "Well, you need to get it. You need to make sure that you put your password in correctly." How come for 3 years I've never had a problem with this password and suddenly you're telling me that it's my fault that the password sucks? So anyway,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
we
That's
have left
headaches.
Patreon. So last week when I said that
Yeah,
our merch store is going to be up on Patreon, it's not.
it's not.
So I have moved our merch store to the Etsy store. And all
Oh,
you have
okay.
to do is go to etsy.com/shop/one cardinal, one cub, and one beer.
All right.
Or you can just go to the Etsy store and type in the search board, one cardinal, one cub, one beer, and you should be able to find
Voila.
us and get the merch that we have been touting. And I'm not going to go through all that again. Um, so JJ, how are you doing?
Vince, doing good. Look, I got some color. I'm usually white as a ghost. I've been out there doing some yard work. It's been hot this summer. It's not officially here, but it's hot. I don't know where you guys, whoever's watching or listening, where you're at, but we're supposed to get over 90 degrees the next 3 days. And I tell you what, that's when in baseball, the tempers start flaring. You're about 3 months into the season. People are, don't want to put up with no extra. You got the sweat dripping off your nose. The guy keeps fouling the ball off. You go inside a little bit. The next thing you know, you're playing a feud. So, my gosh, it is red hot. And then Saturday, I went over to the VFW in Farmington, Missouri, and they had a little card show. Wonderful people. I talked to a lot of grandfathers and grandsons and people. Two people were supposed to be there that I was looking forward to meeting. I met Denny McClain before. He was supposed to be there. And Vince, I looked around. I didn't see anybody looking like Denny McClain. So I asked this one guy who had a Detroit hat on. I said, "Is Denny McClain supposed to be here?" And he said, "I don't know if you heard, but last night, he's about 84 years old. He fell and broke his hip. So Denny
Ah,
McClain was not there, but this guy had all kinds of Tiger stuff. Just 72 years old, a big fan. We talked about the podcast, so I was waving the one Cardinal, one Cub, one beer flag, letting everybody know about it. But what a guy! I picked up some good cards, and but I hope Denny McClain heals fast and gets back out there. And then Al Snow was supposed to be there, and Vince, I don't know who the person was sitting there, but that was not Al Snow. It's not the Al Snow we know. It was Alan Snow, maybe. I don't know where they found this cat, but met a lot of people. And I just want to show you a few cards I picked up. I've been looking for Ricky Henderson's, and I got the 1990 score. Ricky, I love that. I only want the Oakland A's Ricky Henderson cards because he played forever. And this one I love. It's a hologram, and it's tops. But look at that. I absolutely love that. It's him running.
ooh,
I absolutely love that. I got a Eddie Murray and another card too, but Ricky was the one I wanted. And Ethan Holiday, I opened a pack. This is the big card everybody's looking for. It's not a chrome. If it was a chrome, it'd be much more valuable. It's just a paper card, but it's his very first baseball card. And I was over at Tony, or I don't want to say whose, but there was somebody doing a lot of trading. Vince, I'm a dollar heir. But these guys I came down from St. Louis. They were trading cards, and I saw over $25,000 worth of cards going back and forth. And I bought one card. I heard if you have a budget and you can't afford the big cards, go after your favorite players last year. It's usually the cheaper card, and some of them are pretty nice. Plus, on the back, you got all the statistics. So this is the 1963 tops. I've always wanted this card, and I got it at a pretty good price. Dan Musial, 1963, and it graded out as a six. Look how nice that looks. And
hmm.
I'm so proud to have that card. And I've been showing it to everybody. That's Dan Musial 63. So anyway, I'm
Wow.
very proud of that. So I picked that up. And then one of the guys flipped me a Robin Roberts 1961 card. I mean, this was a gift. So I'll take it. Robin Roberts, 1961,
Wow.
Hall of Famer.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I had a pretty good time this weekend talking baseball, making memories, talking to a lot of the old timers who just a good time, just a good time, Vince. So that's what I
JJ,
did this
we are the
weekend.
old timers.
We are no, these were older. These were the next guys. We're kind of we're welcome to the party, but these guys are on the next level there, and it was just so much fun talking baseball with them and remembering players that I kind of forgot. They mentioned a guy. I go, oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. So anyway, good times.
All right. Well, we're signing up for craft shows.
All right.
Um, got one in the end of July in Grafton, Illinois, which is beautiful town.
Yeah.
Um, and then at the, I think it's around the 23rd, 24th, 25th, somewhere around there. I don't know. It's the end of August. I'll let you all know when it is.
Please
We're going to
do.
be at Peevely Days. So
Oh.
those of you who are local who want to come and see the crap I spin, so um, go to Peevely Days. There's good food there. There's great entertainment there, and there's a lot of different booths you can look at stuff, and it's just kind of a fun deal. So this is the second year I've had something there. The first year I had something there was way back in 2019 when we did a booth to promote our comedy show, our comedy shows. Me and Gary Reinhardt did, and it got so windy our canopy blew and
Oh.
it was terrible.
Oh.
So nowadays, and I'm sure it's because of that windy day because all the canopies were having problems. Nowadays, Peevely provides these rows of heavy duty canopies that are all together. So They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So, this I Kathy almost never leaves town more than a day,
Okay.
and she left Thursday and got back Sunday. So, I was batching it with the cats this weekend, and so I I had like popcorn for supper 2 nights. I'm not kidding you. I don't. It's like I like popcorn. Let's just have that for supper. It's
It's
just me.
it's tough cooking for one. It is. My
It,
mom's single, and and she just eats at work and then snacks in the evening time. But that's yeah, it's tough cooking for one these days.
it is. It is. JJ, am going to show you some. This is a little off subject, but
Okay.
we like cool stuff.
Oh, of course.
Do you know what this is?
Well, it's a big transistor radio, AM, FM,
That's
right?
correct. That's
And there's
correct.
probably a antenna you pull out.
There is.
I remember those. Oh, Vince, that's wonderful. I'd love to take those to the game and listen to the who are my favorite broadcasters, but like back in the old days, Harry Carey and Stone and Shannon and Buck. That's great, Vince.
This has a story behind it.
Okay.
When I was growing up, my mother, who was a huge country music fan, she would take us to the skating rink in Bethalto to skate every Tuesday. One Tuesday, my friend Scott's mom would take us. The next Tuesday, my mom would take us. They would switch off. Now, my mom, because they were playing like Bachman Turner Overdrive and stuff like
Right.
that, my mom would sit in the parents' corner and have this to her ear. Okay.
All right.
So now when my mom passed away in I think 2009, uh there wasn't really too many things that I wanted that bad. And the things I did want, my sister talked me out of, and I'm because I'm kind of a passive guy, I said, okay, yeah. But anyway, it's bothered me that I have nothing of my mom's. This was not my mom's. I found this at an antique store in Perry, Missouri, in 2016 because it was right when the Cubs were playing in the World Series. Me and Kathy went on a excursion up to Iowa and we hit all these different antique places. And I found the radio that my mom, not the very same radio, but it could be, but I found the radio. So I bought it. And this has kind of been the only thing that I've had of my mom's. There was nothing else I really wanted besides maybe I could have liked to had a photo album or something, but I got two sisters and they're a little more demonstrative than me. And yeah, I just kind of, okay, this is the remnant of my mom. It's not the real one, but that's what I've had.
Does it work good?
Oh yeah, it works fine. So, but wait a
Fantastic.
minute.
All right.
I I was listening to a Statler's Brothers album,
Okay.
and some of those songs nearly bring me to tears because that was my mom's music and that's what I grew up with. And even though I detested it
At
at
the
the
time.
time and going into my teenage years, when I got to be older and I rediscovered this classic country music, I thought, now I get it. Now
Yeah,
I get it. These are
I
great
understand.
songs. So anyway, so I put this post on Facebook that I listened to an old album, brought me to tears, made me think of my mom, blah, 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 blah. And then my cousin Chris, who I don't see her that often, at funerals. That's about it.
Uh,
She said, I have your mom's old album collection.
yeah.
Do you want it? And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And I'm not telling my sisters, they don't listen to this, so they ain't gonna
Yeah.
know. I'm not telling my sisters I got mom's old albums collection.
Oh,
So what happened is my mom gave this collection to my aunt, and I'm pretty sure she did because at that time everything was CDs and stuff. None of us had turntables. She knew she was going to pass away. Yeah, she was in bad health. So she gave them to my aunt to hold. My aunt passed away a year or two ago, and so my cousin Chris got these albums. And it's almost like Christmas came early for me. I Tomorrow me and Kathy are going to meet her and her boyfriend, and we're gonna have lunch, and I'm gonna get the albums, and I'm giving her a gift for it, pay for lunch and stuff like that. I'm just over the moon. I cannot believe that I'm getting my mother's old album collection. So,
What makes it so great is you didn't even think it was available. You didn't know where it was.
yeah, I just
You're
figured she
just
threw them away, but
oh,
no,
I'm so happy for you.
she saved them, and it was like, wow.
I'll be darned.
Now, it's mostly like, Buck Owens and Eddie Arnold and,
Yeah. Tammy Wynette probably
yeah,
in that
yeah,
era.
that kind of stuff. um Lynn Anderson and
Yeah.
just that kind of stuff. But even though I do not consider myself a religious person anymore, my mom was never a religious person. She was agnostic her entire life that I knew of, except for one small stint. But for the most part, she was agnostic. But my mom liked Southern gospel music, and
Beautiful.
I like Southern gospel music. It's not the messages that get me anymore. It's the genre.
Yeah.
So I'm getting. She had some Southern gospel music, so I'm getting some of these Southern gospel music albums too. So I'm really really excited about it. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah. I'm excited for you, Vince. That's fantastic.
Oh, I can't find it, but anyway,
I love Elvis singing gospel music. I just absolutely love it. Where he had that one guy in the Jordanaires or whatever, the deep voice guy, and they take it down and he bring it up with all that power in his voice. Absolutely love that stuff.
so you like Elvis singing gospel music?
Yes, I do. I
Okay.
absolutely love it. Just them around the piano. They said after he do a show, they would go back and stay up till 5 in the morning just playing it.
See, I'm the opposite. I like uh Amy Grant singing Black Sabbath, I guess.
I had, you know what?
I
I
am
might like it.
Iron Man.
Yeah, baby, baby. Yeah, Amy Grant, dude, I would listen to that. I would.
Remember when gosh, we were nowhere near baseball yet. Remember when about 20 years ago when Pat Boone put out a metal album
Remember, remember hearing that, but I never heard it.
and all those little old Christian ladies lost their girdles about it? So,
Was
so
it good? Probably
it
not.
it sounds like Pat Boone music. He's just
Okay.
singing metal songs, but it
Yeah.
doesn't sound metal at all.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Well,
shed my he had like a sleeveless leather jacket on and
oh man, look out,
on the
Pat
cover and
Boone, Jack.
everything. It was pretty
Yeah.
cool. So
I have to say this. Nothing makes me happier. I love music, and every once in a while, somebody will a friend of mine give me a CD and it's got like 54 songs on it. I don't know how they put it all on there. I always thought only you could only get about 12 songs. So I've been listening to it back and forth. And do you remember a song? I forgot about this song. Chilliwack had a song called Fly By Night.
yes, I have the album upstairs.
Can I tell you? I love that song and it excited me to rehear it because I probably haven't heard that. They don't play it on the radio. And I was so happy to hear that again. I goes, oh my gosh. So I listened to it like 3 times in a row after that. This album had like Doucette play Let That Boy Play Some Rock and Roll and oh my gosh, just Casey classic kind of stuff, you know. And I enjoyed that so much.
Yeah. My dad, he was more of a um kind of a eh, I guess you'd call it, he is more into rock music like Pink Floyd and the Moody
Okay.
Blues, Crosby, Stills and Nash, stuff like that. And um, he every now and then would give me like a mixtape, just like, yeah, and then made you tape. And that exposed me to a lot of music I would have never listened to, you know. So um a lot of Bob Dylan, and you know, that's how I kind of discovered Bob Dylan.
Oh, yeah.
And oh, just all kinds of stuff. Well, Crosby, Stills and Nash, you know, kid in the 80s wasn't listening to Crosby, Stills and Nash, you know. But you know, kind of got exposed to that Neil Young music. So I was fortunate because, you know, my mom was a country music fan. My dad was more of a classic rock fan. And I grew up in that 70s, 80s, and 90s era. So I had my taste and then it fused with my parents' taste. And that's kind of how I've become a weird guy with music.
Oh yeah, I'm with it. I just I enjoy music. Whatever you like, you like, and that's what me and my friends do. Hey, I got a song. You got to listen to this. The Red Clay Strays. Listen to this album. Oh, I got something for you. Boom, and we just exchange music, and some I like, some I don't. But man, it's fun hearing stuff you never would have heard of normally. So I'm
Yeah.
with you, Vince.
Let's get into transactions and injuries. For the Mariners, JP Crawford is on the 10-day IL with right hand contusion.
Hmm.
Um, the Orioles, Chris Bassett is on the 15-day IL with lower back discomfort. And if I went on the IL every time I had lower back discomfort, I would spend my whole life there. So,
That's right.
so man up, dude. Um, for the Giants, Matt Gage, their setup man is on the 15-day IL with right knee inflammation. The Padres have DFA Nick Castellanos, which I mean, the end was coming for him anyway. He may latch on somewhere for maybe a pinch hitter, hopefully not Chicago. But he can't catch up with a good fastball anymore.
It
And
happens to everybody.
Gage gets to everybody. And former Cub Jeremiah Estrada, who's a main component in their bullpen, he's on the 15-day IL with right knee inflammation. Great news from the Brewers camp. Rob the Z Man is on the 15-day IL with left trapezius strain. They have DFA Jake Woodford. DL Hall's on the 15-day IL with the left pectoral strain, and Brian Fitzpatrick is on the 15-day IL with left elbow strain. Yes, they're getting DFA'd. They're getting injured. They're gonna start crumbling.
They keep winning.
Shut up, JJ.
I know, but did you happen to see the A's game? I know you're doing transactions and all this, but last night that A's Brewers game, I kept nodding off and coming back up, and it would be like 10-6, okay, and then I nod off, and then it's 12-11. That game went 11 innings, and I think it was like 16-15. That was
Yeah.
just the craziest game. It reminded me of that famous Brewer or Cub Philly game, the 23-22 game. It just balls were flying out left and right. It was wild.
That's what happens
Yeah.
when you play in a minor league ballpark.
Well, that is true. That is true.
Um, the Reds sent down center fielder JT Friedel, and man, who's they had a who was the guy they had a few years ago they thought was going to be so great, and then he just didn't pan out.
Like
And then
India, maybe, or Jay
no,
Bruce.
uh,
Uh,
guy played center field. Um,
they've
I
had so many. They just let, they come up for a brief time and they're gone.
yeah, well, this
Billy
Friedel's
Hamilton, maybe Billy Hamilton.
nah,
No,
it'll come to me one day. But anyway, they kind of have this issue with some of their prospects coming up, and they're just not. Oh, they're not as good as we thought. Boston's second baseman Nick Sogard's on the 10-day IL with right oblique strain. Uh, Bad news for Yankee fans and Aaron Judge fans. He's on the 10-day IL with a right rib stress fracture. And Austin Wells is on the 10-day IL with a cervical headache. I didn't know a man had a cervix.
oh,
Do you know what a cervical headache is?
I don't know. Maybe a pinched nerve or
I
something.
had to ask Alexa. It is discomfort in the neck that is aggravated when you move your head a certain way, usually brought on by a pinched nerve.
Okay,
But
all
it
right.
it feels like a migraine when you
Yeah.
prick your head just right and you get this bolt of pain, and then you got to wait for the headache to go away. So
Oh,
Very hard to play when you have that issue. Very hard to be a catcher when you have that issue. Rangers catcher Danny Jansen's on the 10-day IL with a strained right forearm, so they signed Elias Diaz to a major league contract, and he will be their backup catcher for the time being. This guy, a few years ago, I thought, oh, he's a star in the making. The Twins DFA'd former Dodger James Outman. So if you can't hang on with the Twins the year they're having, mm,
Yeah,
might want to
that's
look
true.
about using that college degree. The Angels, Jorge Soler is on the 10-day IL with the left oblique strain. Vaughn Grissom is on the 10-day IL with the left oblique strain, and they have released Taiwan Walker, which, right now the Cubs are picking up all the garbage that's being released that has an arm and throws. So maybe they'll take a look at him. Who knows?
Maybe this is the year they trade Trout. I don't know if anybody wants that contract, but he's having a decent year.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
getting older, but they're not. They just, man, one of the most unluckiest. I don't know. Maybe it's because they make bad moves, which they do a lot of, but they just injuries, bad luck, disgruntled players. I don't know what to say about them. So maybe, I don't know, somebody might take a chance on Trout.
If it weren't for bad luck, they'd have no luck at all.
Oh, you quote the Masters.
They also placed Adam Frazier on the 10-day IL with right elbow inflammation, and they purchased the contract of Trey Iron Glove Mancini from AAA. I'm thinking he's still floating around.
He's still out there.
So, um, so the Angels have had a bad week, to say the
Yeah.
least. And the Diamondbacks signed Max Kepler to a minor league contract. Those of you who remember, he was put on the suspended list last year for doing something he shouldn't have done to enhance his play. But
Oh,
anyway, he has 15 days of that suspension left. So they picked up his contract, and even though he's ineligible for 15 more days, he can go ahead starting tomorrow to play in AAA.
oh,
So they do allow for a runway when you've been suspended of a
okay.
few weeks.
I didn't
So
know that.
I didn't either till now. So, um, and for obituaries, just one this week. Bob Lacey, who pitched from 77 to 84, he passed away at the age of 72. He pitched for the Athletics. That's where most of us remember him from. The Indians, the Rangers, the Angels, and the Giants. He had short stints with them at the end of his career, but he was a reliever. He was a pretty good reliever too. And he had two starts in his career. His first major league start was in 1980 for the Oakland A's. If you remember that team in 1980, it was um,
Yeah.
Langford, Mike Norris, Steve McCaddy, Brian Kingman,
Oh, yeah.
and Matt Keogh.
Matt
And
Keogh. I forgot
yeah,
about him.
and they were all five really good for a few years. So he pitched for that team. Well, in 1980, there was a an injury where he had to make an emergency start. His first start after being in the league, this is fourth season in the league, he pitched a complete game shutout. He had one more start the rest of his career.
But they
So
didn't start him the next time around. I would have
no,
given him
no,
another.
he just filling in and pitched a shutout. So
Okay.
that's one of those weird baseball facts that you run across, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Pitched, he pitched almost 8 years, and he was a career reliever, and he only had two major league starts, and one of them was a complete game shutout. So I
Hey,
thought that was pretty cool.
I
So,
put that on my tombstone right there.
oh yeah. So, do you have any news you want to bring up?
Oh, yeah. Uh, you know the name Kyle Freeland, don't you, Vince? Kyle Freeland.
Yeah, pitcher.
Yes, Colorado Rockies, and Colorado. It's just all these free agent pitchers, and like they got to overpay to get free agent pitchers. And Kyle Freeland came up with the organization. He's been there for 10 years, and this week he had, and the Rockies have been in the league since 1993. They came in with the Florida Marlins or the Miami Marlins, however you look at it. And this week, he became the pitcher who threw the most innings in Rocky history. He passed he's got 1,313 innings pitched point and a third. He passed up I wrote somebody's name down and I can't read my own writing. Aaron. I wrote Aaron, whoever Aaron is. Anyway, he passed up Aaron, German Marquez, Jorge De La Rosa, and Jeff Francis are the top five in Rocky history with innings pitched. The guy still played for 10 years. He's 66 and 96. Been a starter the whole time. He did have a 17 game win season where he won
I was going to say
17.
it's an all-star one year when he pitched.
Yes. Well, every team gets an all-star.
Yeah.
ERA of he's first in fourth in wins, first in most losses, 20th in ERA, third in walks, and second in strikeouts, 989. So Vince, really, what I wanted to say was, if you knew, hey, you're in the major leagues 10 years, you're playing for a team, you got a shot at playing in the big leagues, I would love to have Kyle Freeland's career. You know, he's probably made really good money playing on a team that's not done so well, but, you know, that's looking back. Looking forward, he's in the league and, hey, you're pitching in the big leagues. I'd take that any day of the week right there. So I just kind of want to salute Kyle Freeland. And then I looked up the Cardinals and the Cubbies. The Cardinals would you care to guess who's got the most innings in Cardinal history? Vince?
Gibson.
Bob Gibson. It's a landslide on that. 3,884 innings, then Jesse Haynes, and then Wainwright. For the Cubs, would you know who had the most innings pitched for the Chicago Cubs?
My gut is to say Jenkins, but it's probably going to be someone before him.
Jenkins is third, 2,673 innings pitched. It's a guy. Okay, number two. I think the first one's from way back. Bill Hutchinson, 3,022 innings, and number one, Charlie Root. I did not know that name, Vince. That's from the late 1800s, early 1900s. 3,192 innings pitched. So I just thought I'd salute that. And I always like to look at the Cardinals and Cubs because we've both been around forever. Cubs longer than the Cardinals. But just kind of honor the guys that went out there and grinded inning after inning after inning. Dave Roberts, we will be talking about the All-Star team here shortly. Dave Roberts is coaching the National League. He's unfortunately the Dodgers manager, and he's won 2 straight championships, so he's kind of getting used to being the All-Star coach. But this week he asked Don Mattingly to be one of the coaches, which I think is fantastic. The game's better for having people like Don Mattingly there. I like it when you have the name guys, the legends, and then the new guys. He also asked Ollie Marmol, which is great for the Cardinals organization. I think Ollie has done a really good job with the team he's had and the expectations at the beginning of the year. And both of them said yes. So Mattingly and Marmol will be some of the coaches for Dave Roberts, and I'm pretty happy about that. Also, July 14th is the All-Star game, and it will be in Philadelphia. And this is the 5th time in Major League history that the All-Star game has been there. So I'm going to take you down a little memory trip here with the Philadelphia All-Star games. The last time they played there was 1996, and Reese Hoskins and Bryce Harper were 3 years old. That show gives you a little time. Biz, we're getting old. I remember 1996.
And Bryce Harper was in his second year in Major League Baseball, the
Yeah,
age of 3.
I think he already had 100 home runs. And the National League won. I'm a National League guy. Of course, that used to mean something different. Now we all play the same
I'm a
rules.
Federal League guy.
You're federally. See, Vince is traditional.
Old school.
He's old school.
Next time we do a spotlight, I'm going to spotlight the Federal League.
Oh, sure. I'd learn. You tell me one fact that's more than I knew right now. So that'd be great. But the National League won 6-0. It was Ozzie Smith's final All-Star game. And Mike Piazza went 2 for 3. It's great to bring up these old names. He had a double and a home run. Ken Caminetti hit a home run, and John Smoltz was the starter in that game. So I just threw some names out there. So National League's had a good history. If we go back even further, 1976, that's when I first started really getting into baseball. I'd say 75. But that the National League won 7-1, and Fred Lynn hit a home run off of Tom Seaver. Oh, great names right there. I thought Fred Lynn was going to be a Hall of Famer. That first year
Oh
where he
yeah.
just won all the awards, I was like, who is this guy? And then they had Jim Rice, too. Well, Jim Rice ended up having the better career, but Fred Lynn had a very good year.
Well, Rice was mostly a DH, and Len played center field, so he fought injuries that Rice just
Didn't have to. Yeah,
when he
that's
when
true.
he played left field, and let's face it, in Fenway Park, left field's not a difficult. It's difficult. You got to contend with the monster, but
Yeah.
you're not. You're certainly not running as far as you are in Coors to catch a fly ball or anything. It's
Oh my God. And that Fenway Park's crazy center field out there. You're covering all kinds of angles and
yeah.
everything, running into walls. But up for the National League that year, George Foster and Cesar Cedeno hit home runs, and George Foster was the MVP of the 1976 All Star game. Was that the year he hit 50 home runs, Vince? Was 76?
I think 77 was the year he hit
77. I think, okay,
52.
there you go. So,
And 76, I think I have the year right. The Cub representative was Steve Swisher, and
yeah,
the Cardinal representative, Bake McBride.
well, he would have been, yeah, he was very young back then. Could have
Um,
been, could have
Hold
been.
on. Alexa, who was the Cubs and Cardinals All Stars in 1976?
In 1976, the Cardinals All-Star was Bake McBride. The Cubs didn't have any All-Stars that year. Want to learn more about Bake McBride's career or how he made the All-Star team that year?
No, I'm sure Steve Swisher was the representative for the Cubs in 76.
All right, Vince, I'm, forget her. I'm going with you. I believe you.
You think she knows anything about baseball?
She thinks she does. 19, and by the way, Mark the Bird Fidrix and Randy Jones started that All-Star
Yes,
game.
they did. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was fun. That was fun. 1950, I was playing Little League back then.
And Ron
1950.
LaFleur led off with a single.
Oh, Barrett Bing. Look at you, Vince.
I remember that from the movie.
The movie. 1952, the National League won 5-2 in Philadelphia, and it was a six-inning game. It was the first rain-shortened World Series or All-Star game. It was 6-2. Jackie Robinson hit a home run in 1952, and the youngest player on the All-Star team in 52, Mickey Mantle, was 20 years old. The oldest player, 46, Satchel Paige. That's kind of,
Wow.
yeah, that's the age difference right there. So 52. And we go back to 1943, the very first All-Star game in Philadelphia. The American League won 5-3, and it was the first night All-Star game. And Stan Musial, it was his very first All-Star game, and he went on to be in like 24 All-Star games. So it was Musial's first one. So how about that?
Wow.
Um, I thought I'd just bring up some of that stuff. Um, let's see. This week in baseball, the last 10, they always in the standings, they always put your last 10 games. So I was looking at the hottest teams. The hottest teams right now, Seattle and Texas are both 7-3 in their last 10, and Atlanta Braves are 8-2. Atlanta, who's had all these injuries over the past few years, seems to they've got it all going. Seems like they're headed in the right direction, but it's still only June. I've seen teams look like they're running away, and all of a sudden the wheels come off. So Atlanta, keep up the good work, but right now they're kicking butt and taking names. And in the National League, or I'm sorry, the coldest teams in baseball right now are the Tampa Bay and Texas. Oh, wait a minute, it can't be Texas Twins. But the Rays and the Twins are both 3-7, and in the National League, the Reds and San Diego are 2-8. Um, the Reds, I mean, we all go through hot cold streaks, but San Diego, that kind of surprises me. They went 2-8 with all that talent over there. But I don't know who they
Well,
were playing. I didn't write down their opponents, but that's just kind of surprising. San Diego is going through that tough time, and right now in the National League, the three division leaders are kind of running away with their divisions. You got Atlanta 9.5 up, you got the Dodgers 7.5 up, and you got the Brewers 5.5 up. So they're going to be tough to catch. But all three of those teams are really really good teams. Uh,
the
uh,
Padres, I think they've kind of been a mirage. Um, Tatis Jr. last I checked still only had one home run. He just hit that one like a week or so ago.
you're right.
Machado's not having a good season.
Mm-mm.
And then I saw a headline, I didn't read it. A headline today that's there's a few people calling for Machado to be traded.
Ooh,
Um, so
man, that's how it is. You could have that kind of career, and you have a couple bad months, and boom, you know. Well,
well, there's that
I,
that old saying, it's better to trade them a year early than a year late.
that
So
is so true. Yeah, that is so true. Well, Vince, I was looking at this stat, and I like you, I'm a traditional guy. I like traditional baseball, and the bunt is back. There is so many teams using the bunt, and the Brewers are the number one bunting team in baseball, and that does not surprise me. I like them. They use their speed, the hit and run, all that. That they have bunted 21 times this year, and they've had the most bunt hits with 13. Uh, then you have the Tampa Bay and White Sox at 19, Cardinals and Arizona 15, the Rangers 11, the Cubs 6, and the Yankees 4. And bunting for hits, um, the White Sox, the Diamondbacks 11 and 10. So just I like that's again a part of the game. Used to seems like in the steroid era, and people were just talking about how high they could hit it and that kind of thing. And everybody was going for the home runs. I like the small ball aspect of it too. Man, although we didn't see that last night in Oakland, there was no small ball aspect there. It was swing for the fences and run around the base. And finally, the fantasy league, and I won't get too in depth with this. It's the same old, same old. You got Tampa Bay for their 2 months in a row. They've been leading our American League Fantasy League, and that's Dennis Rose. But they're 5 games ahead of the Chicago White Sox and Marlon Dixon. And finally, over in the National League, we have our good friend from New York, Mark, 9 weeks at first place, 45 and 21, and they're 8.5 games at the front of the Cardinals, and that's John Recop. So right now, it looks like Atlanta and Tampa Bay are headed to a September clash in our second World Series. And that's it in my normal news there, Vince.
so what's going on with the Cardinals?
Well, Vince, I like the way the Cardinals are. Well, first of all, it's easy to be a fan when your team's doing better than you expected. I mean, I would be happy no matter what, just get to watch baseball. But
It's
the
hard
Cardinals
to
have
be
been
a
making,
fan when your team is doing worse than what you expected.
well, what was that, 3 years ago? Oh, we weren't even a competitive team. And it was just so hard to squeeze some positivity out of that year. But every year since then, we've been doing okay. We've got a lot of guys in rehabbing from injuries, not rehabbing from booze or drugs or anything like that. Uh, on the 4th, we sent Ramon Urias to a rehab assignment in Memphis. Nathan Church was also sent to Memphis to start rehabbing. On the 5th, we recalled Matt Sponson from Memphis. And Vince, he was so good last year, and he's been so bad this year. I hope he finds it because we sure could use him. I mean, all hands on deck. On 6-5, we optioned Thomas to JC to Memphis. He wasn't getting to play much, but there was always some bright spots. I'm a big fan of Thomas. I know he'll be back. Just go down there and work on his game. And if you're killing it, they're going to put you in the lineup. And he was just, a pedestrian season he seems to be having. So I hope he goes down there and finds it. We placed Ryan Fernandez on the 15-day IR. They activated Lars Nootbaar. And, a lot of folks, I guess they forgot how good he was. Last year he was hurt with his 2 feet. He had trouble walking upstairs with these shin splints of some sort. They had to do a major surgery on both feet, and he was hurting last year. And Lars just went out and gave you his best. But Vince, he's came back and injected some life into the team, and he seems to be a base out there. They got to play in center field, left field. Might take a little easy on him, love DH or something. But man, he's just fitting in so good. And the Cardinals optioned Victor Scott to Memphis because Church is coming up. Events. What I like about this, I like Victor Scott. I want to see him succeed. But the bottom of our lineup has been killing us. The top 4 or 5 have carried the team. The bottom 4 or 5 are just they just strike out or miss up on a bunt or just it's we probably have one of the worst 6, 7, 8, 9 hitting teams in baseball. But we're finding our ground. They brought up Brooks to catch and sent Pozo down. And before, I think the Cardinals had their favorites. Oh, I like this kid. We got to give him a chance. We're not sending them down. And this year, if somebody's outplaying you, you got to go down. And Crooks has come up, and he's a much better hitter than Pozo. Probably defensively equal, but Crooks is a young kid. And then you got Pazos, who's very good defensively, and Ivan Herrera's just got himself to be a top-notch, a very good catcher in the big leagues. And last year he really struggled. So that's good. Church has played outstanding in the outfield, and he gets on base and makes things happen. Now you got Newbar back, so we just had a bunch of people come up and only a few positions and playing time. And if that bottom of the lineup can just improve, I think we're going to be that much better. The Cardinals this week went 4-6, and we had a 9-game homestand, and we split the first 2 series, but the last one we swept the Reds, so 6-3. April, the Cardinals were 15-11. In May, 13-13. I'll take 13-13, and they're starting out this month pretty darn good. We have a kid we got in the international draft, and the Cardinals have misfired on a lot of international players. But this kid, so far in his first week, is lighting it up, Vince. Emmanuel Luna, 2026 international signee. He's a very, very young kid. I believe he's 17 years old, the highest ranked signee we've ever had. And he's done the highest rank since they started grading these international signings in 2012. And his first 3 games, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, 3 walks, and just lighting this place on fire. So that's good. And down in Memphis, Joshua Baez, who was in Springfield last year, is just having a really good year. The problem with him was he's striking out, really learning the outfield and becoming a good defensive outfielder. The fans have been saying, bring it Baez, bring it Baez. I don't know where you play him right now. Well, he probably hit his way onto the team, but the Cardinals want to stay down this year in Memphis and just get a lot of at bats and play every day. And then look for this kid maybe up next year. And I'm excited about that as well. And I looked at the bottom half of the batting orders, and believe it or not, the Cardinals are the worst, but the second and third to the worst are the Yankees and the Red Sox. So we're in good company because they're pretty good teams, but the bottom of their lineups aren't doing anything. So the Cardinals now this week, we go on the road, and tonight they're playing the Mets for 3, and then over the weekend we'll play the Twins. Mets have been kind of scuffling, and I mean they're the type of team that could beat anybody, but it seems like they're just it's not going easy for them this year. And then the Twins, hot and cold too. So anyway, keep it up, Cardinals. It's been a fun year so far. We're hanging in there, and we're not the laughing stock of the league anymore. So all right, good times, Vince.
No, they're not good times because the Cubs went 2-4 this week at home, facing the A's, who are not a powerhouse, and the Giants, who are about, I don't know, 8 or 10 games below 500. I'll start off with the good news. PCA was named Player of the Week, and Saturday's game, I sent you a text Saturday. PCA is the most clutch player I have seen since Derek Jeter and Reggie Jackson. Those 2 players I thought were the most clutch I've ever seen, rise to the occasion and all that stuff. PCA Saturday, we're down to the Giants 1-0. And PCA, I think it's 6th or 7th inning, hits a home run to tie it. And then in the top of the 9th, the Giants scored another run and they got their closer in, and we're going to lose 2-1. We got 2 outs in the 9th. PCA comes up And just like reading a script, first pitch, he hit about 430 feet. It amazes me how he has the ability to do that. And Ben Brown had a great start. He pitched 5 1/3 shutout innings, and he only had like 78 pitches. I don't know why they took him out. Because I don't remember who they brought in, but gave up a run, and you know. But anyway, we won that game in the 10th inning, and so I was pretty excited about that game Saturday. Uh, but let me go back one day to the Friday start. Edward Cabrera came off the IL, and he was just recovering from a blister, and he started Friday uh, against the Giants, and he pitched 2 shutout innings, and then the wheels fell off. He ended up giving up 8 runs, and we lost 18-3.
Mm.
I it's it's embarrassing. And I would venture to say if our pitching staff would just had a average health, I'm not talking about completely healthy, he would have had a couple minor league starts. But we got to throw people out there because like Sunday night, Jamison Tyone second inning had to leave injured, back on the IL with a hamstring strain. And so second inning, after 1 out, uh, we bring in Javier Assad, who was in AAA that morning, and he pitched, I think, 5 1/3 or close to 6 innings of one hit shutout ball. And I'm thinking, oh, great, we may win this final game. And we haven't won a series since like the beginning of May. So I think, all right, we're going to win this series. So it's 1-1 in the bottom of the eighth. And I don't know if it was walk or hit. I don't remember, but we had someone on first, and we pinch hit Alcantara, Kevin Alcantara, the Puma, or the Puma, the Jaguar. And there is a squiv hit to the pitcher, and I don't remember who hit it, but tried to scoop it to the first baseman, scooped it over his head. Okay, so Alcantara makes it to third. So we have runners on first and third with nobody out. Okay. Alcantara is back in AAA, and I hope he stays there for a long time. And this is why. Bottom of the eighth, nobody out, runners on first and third. You you don't put on the contact play with nobody out. You your job when you're on third base is make sure the ball goes through the infield, or it's a deep fly ball and you're ready to tag up. So Bregman's up, and Bregman hits a line drive towards the first base, and the first baseman caught it. And all of a sudden, I see them throw the ball to third base. I'm thinking, why are they throwing it to third base? Because Alcantara sprinted down. He was halfway to home on a line out to first base. Baseball 101. When you're on third base and nobody's out, you don't, if it's a line drive, your first step has to be towards the bag. You got to get your momentum going towards the bag in case it's caught. And this wasn't even like a difficult play. I don't know. And I heard on the podcast the next day they were saying that Quentin Berry, our third base coach, has drilled that into the players since spring training. If you're on third base and it's a line drive off the bat, your first step's back towards third. You don't break for home. And he broke for home. Of course, Palencia comes in the ninth, pitches a shutout inning, but in the 10th, they squeeze a run home, and we lost.
Oh.
So it's just been that kind of stretch we're in. And it doesn't help that we don't have any pitching help on the way that's going to be anything. When Ben Brown starts, I feel like we're going to win. If it's not Ben Brown, Cabrera, Tyone, when Boyd comes back, I don't have any faith in Boyd. Colin Ray is Colin Ray. He's a fifth starter and he's good at being a fifth starter, but you don't expect him to go out there and win and carry a team out of a slump. So it's a situation where I think I'm about ready to throw in the towel. And I don't mean it in a way that I don't think we can win. I mean it in this way. I'm ready to call this season a wash because our pitchers, Steele's not going to be back till well into the second half, if that. Horton's not coming back. Wiggins hasn't, he's just been playing catch and throwing a few bullpen sessions in the minor leagues. Well, is he going to make it to the major league roster? Probably not until August if he comes back and works his way into pitching like he did in spring training. Cabrera, I have no faith in him. Um, it's just not working out for us this year. So, what do I mean when I say throw in the towel? I mean this. See what you got. The second baseman that we called up, Ramirez, switch hitter, contact hitter, 9 home runs in AAA. He's looked good. Oh, where are you going to play him? Second base in front of Horner? No. How about putting Horner at short and sitting Dansby's 185 average on the bench? And it's not just that he's hitting 185 with runners in scoring position. He is the worst player in Major League Baseball. We have runners in scoring position. Dansby Swanson comes up. He's not going to get a hit. He's just not. Um, I know the defense is great. Um, the defense is great all around the diamond for our team.
Yes, it is.
But when you have pitchers who can't keep the ball in the ballpark or who give up screaming line drives, you can't catch those balls. So you just end up getting creamed. So why not? I know we're paying Dansby a lot of money, but move Horner to short and see if this kid can play at second base.
Yeah.
Bregman is not having a good season, hitting about 260 with absolutely no power. His OPS is less than 700. I'd rather see Matt Shaw in there for the rest of the year and see if he can put it together. I know that's not going to happen because that's not the way we do business in baseball. The guys with the big contracts, they go out there no matter what. But by golly, I am sick and tired of watching Bregman. Uh, I'm sick and tired of watching Swanson. I am sick and tired of watching these guys have no clue. I'll even put Hap in there because Hap is hitting well below 200 with runners in scoring position. Try to see what we have because we're not going to have Hap after this year. We're not going to have Suzuki after this year, probably. Not with the season he's having. Are we going to want to resign that? No. I just think that I would like to see a little more playing time with some of these people. And if we get hot, we get hot and we get back into it. We do, stranger things have happened. Um, but I'm saying this, we have too many guys who are out there pressing way too hard and they suck right now. Inject some life, get some of these players who are hungry, give them some playing time and see if they can contribute in some way. See if they are long-term solutions for anything. Because if I'm, and this is just me. If I have Matt Shaw and I have Nico Horner, and Horner is a Gold Glove second baseman, but his original position is shortstop, and when he plays it, he plays a hell of a shortstop. I would rather see Horner move to short, put Matt Shaw or this Ramirez guy at second, and at least give them some at bats and shake Dansby's hand. It's been great. but we're going to pay you, but you just are not contributing to this team at all. Nice guy. Don't have a problem with him personally. I'm just saying this is a business, and that is a black hole at the bottom of our lineup. And I'm a little miffed. Okay. So
No
that,
explanation. I look at that team and I'm like, wow, they put together a nice team of veterans and young guys, all that. But you're pitching. That's it. If these guys were pitching lights out, you probably wouldn't even, you'd say, well, they'll come around and that. But yeah, I
well,
understand.
during those 10 game winning streaks, we were winning some games we should have lost because our pitching wasn't healthy. But at that time, our offense was clicking a little bit better. But now the offense is just as bad as the pitching. It's terrible. I if Pete's up, okay. If Carson Kelly's up, okay, I have confidence in them. Bush is hitting pretty good after a terrible start. He's not hitting with a whole lot of power yet, but I have a little bit of faith in Bush, and he seems to come up big when the moment calls for it. But some of these other people that you think should come up big time, Bregman, who has admitted this is on me. I am not hitting with runners in scoring position. I am not hitting with any power. So at least he's owned up to it. But what do you do when the offense goes south when the pitching is so bad? You get creamed 18-3 by the freaking San Francisco Giants, who are going absolutely nowhere this year. So I hope in a few weeks Happy Vince can come back.
Yeah, we love heavy Vince, but I like cynical Vince too. And you only want to see your team do better. Let the young
Oh,
guys play. Get them in there. This might
yeah.
fire up the veterans. Like, you know what? You're right. I need to play better. And then sometimes that gets the ball rolling. You never know. Look at Philadelphia. They were so bad. 9-19. They fire the coach, get Mattingly in there, and he just, I don't know. He's like a guru or something. And here they come.
Well, the pitching got healthy, and that helped
Well,
a
well, that
lot.
is true.
When
That is
when our best pitcher is not going to be back this year,
oh,
I
your two best pitchers.
that's what I if if we actually felt like we had a chance, we have to get a Scooble, a Peralta, a Sandy Alcantara. We have to get a number one. We have to get an oh shit pitcher. Oh shit, that's who we're facing today. We
Yeah.
had that last year with Cade Horton, and now it's like, nah, Edward Cabrera. Just don't swing at anything. He's eventually going to walk you, and then he's going to groove one, and we'll put it over the fence. I mean, it's pretty easy to see the game plan against Cabrera right now. Um, Last year he threw the ball over the plate a lot more, and that's why we were like, oh, now he's finally harnessing his control. Man, he's not anymore. It's like terrible look. Let's go into the American League All Stars.
Oh yes, Vince. I like
La-
your style.
Last week we did the National League starters, who we feel like will be the starters if the All Star game was now. And I know the All Star game's a month away. This week we're going to do who we think are the current American League starters. Why don't you start this week? Because I started last week.
All right. Well, Vince, I always vote for who I want, and I have favoritism just like everybody else. There's certain players I love, and there's certain players I always want to see in the game. But every once in a while, there's an upstart or a guy who's been around a while and he has a big year. So I always vote for the the all-star guy unless somebody knocks off the champ. And last week out of 11, we agreed on five. We agreed on five, which I don't know. I think we did fairly well, and we had reasons for everybody we voted. But this week we're doing the American League, and this is who I picked at catcher. We're going to go around the diamond. I put, and this he's won a Gold Glove, Shane Langoliers of the Oakland A's. I like the kid. He's a good kid for a catcher, 28 years old. He's got a WAR this year of 2.6. 16 home runs, 33 RBIs. He is playing in a minor league park. He's got some numbers up there. but he has won a Gold Glove, and some of the other catchers, the name catchers, aren't having the big year this year. So I went with Shane Langoliers of the Oakland or Sacramento A's as the American League catcher.
I also have Langoliers. For a
Yeah,
catcher to hit 285 is very impressive, and he's hitting 285, and he's got an OPS of 891. The defense is great. And I didn't think this one was really close. He's clearly having the best year of catcher, so we agree.
we agree. He's fun to watch.
Yep.
And, I used to think of the A's when they had Henderson and McGuire. Kasenko made the All Star team a lot. Well, I'm going with his counterpart at first base, Nick Kurtz of Oakland or Sacramento. And he had that stretch where on base stretch where he broke the all time team record. And we're talking Jimmy Fox and McGuire. I mean, you had Cardinal for a lot of great players have come through Philadelphia or the A's, but he leads the league in walks, on base percentage, and WAR for first baseman at 2.7. I love watching this kid. He's definitely one that you don't want to beat your team. He's that guy in that team, and their first four guys are studs on the A's. So I put my first baseman as Nick Kurtz from Sacramento.
I also like Nick Kurtz as the second
Oh, okay.
first baseman. I've got Ben Rice as the
Oh,
first baseman. 304 batting average, 18 home runs, 1.041 OPS. Anytime you have an OPS above one, that's stupidville. So, um, and he's playing in Yankee Stadium. He's playing for a bigger market team that's a playoff contention team. And I just thought that he has a little bit of an edge over Kurtz.
big guy too, man. That's a big fella. I tell you what, yeah, can't go wrong there. A lot of talent. Well, second base, Vince. I noticed this guy last year at second base uh, in the World Series, and he set the most hits, I believe, in the World Series or in the American League playoffs or something like that. But this kid is just every night you watch the Blue Jays, this kid is just putting up the stats. And I'm going with Ernie Clement, which is Brody's favorite Blue Jay, by the way. I mean, 79 hits, 309 batting average, 19 doubles, and 7 home runs at the second base position, 121 total bases. And he's only struck out 25 times this year. Plays a great defense, and he's just one of those players you want on your team. Ernie Clement is my American League second baseman. I'm going with the young guy this year, it looks like.
I also have Ernie Clement at second base.
Smart guy.
Same reasons, the batting average, high batting average, the OPS of 801. But I had a very close over. I have him over Ezekiel Duran of Texas. They have very similar stats, but Duran has about 80 less at bats, and that was I thought, well, Clement has played more, um, bigger sample size to see, if this is
Yeah.
sustainable. So I got Clement over Duran, but that was a close one for me.
That was a close. There is a lot of good players. I mean, I'm enjoying this. Every team's got somebody you want to watch. Well, shortstop is a guy we both love, and he's up there no matter what. And I want to see this guy play all the time, unless somebody's just having a one heck of a MVP type year. This guy is money every year. He's just Mr. Consistency. And there's a young kid from Detroit that I was looking at their stats and everything, but I have to go Bobby Witt Jr. from the Kansas City Royals at shortstop.
I also have Bobby Witt Jr. over the gosh, I can't remember the Detroit second baseman name.
McGoggle or something? McGoogle?
Yeah, McDongle or something like that. But Witt's batting 280. His power's a little down, 9 home runs. I saw on the pace did about 24, 25 home runs, 23 stolen base, 810 OPS, and defense is just outstanding. So I got Bobby Witt Jr. there.
All right. Third base, maybe my favorite player in baseball right now. And Vince, I'm going to vote for this guy every time unless somebody's just knocking him off his roost. But I just love Jose Ramirez from the Cleveland Guardians. Uh, man, he plays every day. And now his batting average is down a little bit, but he plays great defense. But Vince, 23 stolen bases. I always thought of him as a hitter, a doubles guy. He's an incredible, over 300 lifetime stolen bases. I just love this guy, and he's one of the few players, 41 walks, 41 strikeouts. He is even Steven. I'll take Jose Ramirez all day long. So that's who I took as my third baseman in the American League.
I don't even have him on my list.
No, are
I
you
got
kidding
Junior
me?
Caminero over Miguel Vargas.
Yeah,
Caminero's hitting
Carbonero is a great
277.
player.
Huh?
He's a great player. Yeah, you're right.
14 home runs, 874 OPS. And I think Ramirez OPS is like in the low 700s. I and Vargas is also having a really good season. So,
Yeah,
but I Junior Caminero, I think is maybe the cream of the crop right now as far as third baseman go in the
he
American
is
League.
a stud. I tell you what, that's a card to invest in out there, you card player people. That's a good one. Well, you can't go wrong there. I think you're more right than me, but my allegiance is the Jose Ramirez there. All right, left field, and I know you're not supposed to be that way, but I am. I play a little favoritism. Well, left field, man, there was quite a few good players up there, but Vince, I went with Cody Bellinger from the Yankees. I'm looking at his WAR and his RBI, the on base percentage. 39 walks, 36 strikeouts. I mean, and he's playing almost every day. I had to go left field, Cody Bellinger.
I went with Randy Rosarina.
Ah,
Um, Rosarina's 293, 18 stolen bases, 828 OPS. And Bellinger, let's face it, he hits a pop fly in Yankee Stadium. Has got a chance of going out.
I thought
And
of that.
Rosarina has to hit a
Oh, a missile.
yeah a driver to get it out of there. So I just think of Rosarina. I mean, he's been good for a few years, but it just seems like now he's really come into his own, and I think that he is. I think he's now the top third or left fielder in the game, in the American League.
Hey, that's a great one. Well, center field, I'd like to give the flowers. He's been a great player for a long time. Dealt with a lot of injuries, but this year he's playing. He's played 55 games this year. I went with Byron Buxton. I like this guy. He always plays great defense. Strikes out a little too much for my blood, but he's got 18 home runs as a center fielder with 28, only 28 RBIs, but he's a leadoff guy.
And he's
Total
playing for the
bases,
Twins.
and he plays for. But that's true. That's true. Nobody's on base. Uh, but 257, 58 hits. I like this guy, and he's incredible player, and I just want to give him one. There's a lot of good center fielders, but I went Buxton.
I did too. Um, it's nice to see that he's not injured, and I was a little like when he got added to the World Baseball team. I thought, oh come on, we got PCA out there, we don't.
Yeah.
And they kind of split time equally, and Buxton is could probably match PCA for speed. Maybe doesn't get a jump on the ball defensively, but he's still a heck of a defensive player, and he's got all the tools. And now that he's healthy, I'm just happy for him, and I
I
think he
am
should start
too.
for the American League.
And we don't get to see him much because he's over there in Minnesota. They don't showcase the Twins that much. Probably only watch the Twins when they're playing the Cardinals, or if Skeens is pitching against them. That's the only time I really watch him. Well, I put right fielders, and I don't know if he's going to be able to play in the game, but you can't go wrong with Aaron Judge. Now, I know he's got some injuries, and I was looking at the stats, and there's no denying it. Even though he's not having the years he's had the last couple, he's still a phenomenal player. 42 walks. Of course, nobody's going to pitch to him. Now, 17 home runs, that's down. For most people, that's a really good year where you're at, but for him, that's kind of down a little bit. But what a heck of a player. And I've got an alternative if Judge doesn't play, but I'm going to go with Aaron Judge in right field.
I got Judge too. It's funny how 17 home runs seems like a down year, but
Yes,
he's
I
on the
take it.
pace for over 40 home runs. So
Yeah.
Um, 908 OPS, which is also down for him, and a 248 batting average is also down for him. Boy, I would take my his down year any day of the week.
That's like when Brett hit 390 and the next year he hit like 333, and they were like,
He
oh,
sucked.
that guy's over the hill. Yeah, that's right. Well, Vince DH, this was the one. I tried to make arguments for other people, but this was the guy,
Yes.
Jordan Alvarez of Houston. I'll let you talk about him, but this guy, when we played, did he hit home run against us every single game? It seems like every other inning he comes up and you're like, oh no, here we go again. He's a threat. He put it all together this year. I love that guy, and what a year he's having. So he's the DH, I think, in the American League.
311 average, 22 home runs, OPS of 1.066. Like I said, when you got an OPS over one, you're having a stupid season. And if he keeps this up, he could be a triple crown threat, you know.
Oh
So,
yeah,
and I think that'd be cool.
I do
I
too.
Baseball fans know who he is, but it would almost be like coming out of nowhere for the casual fan. Who won the triple crown?
Yeah,
Last one was Miguel Cabrera. Well, you could see that happening. Could have saw
yeah.
Pujols winning one. You could have saw, you know,
Oh yeah.
but I think he's got a shot at it, especially playing in Houston. And if Houston stays bad, he's going to continue to get pitched to. You
That
know,
could be the year 2020. I remember 67. Yes, got it. 2026. That was the year Alvarez had got the triple crown.
yeah.
So that would be cool. Well, Vince, starting pitcher, I narrowed it down to three, but every one of them like led in certain different areas. But I think overall, if I'm just looking at especially the ERA, I have to go with the Yankees. Cam, I'm gonna try to say his name right. Schittler.
Why'd you watch your mouth?
I know. It's a G-rated show.
It's pronounced Crappler.
Crappler. Oh, okay. Crap. What a year, huh, Vince? 7-3, 1.87 ERA. I don't know how you're going to keep that up. A WAR, his strikeouts 89. He's up there innings pitch 82. In this day and time, 82. And going into the early part of June, that's pretty good. He may get 200 innings pitched this year. They're probably with the Yankees. They're probably going to slow him down to 5 inning games as they get closer to the playoffs. Save his arm a little bit, but my gosh, what a year this kid's having.
Yeah, I also have him as a starting pitcher. And the stat I like the best for pitchers, and I am one of these people. I don't care about strikeouts. I just don't. Um, and yeah, I was on a group, and someone said, is Ryan a top three pitcher or a top 10 pitcher? And I said no. And they're, why don't you think Ryan's a top 10 pitcher? Too many walks. He would have been a top 10 pitcher if he wouldn't have walked 200 hitters a season. Um, that's unreal. He's walking five guys a game, and that means even though he had the nastiest stuff in baseball, if you stack two or three of those walks together, and then someone gets a bloop or something, they score, even though you may have dominated with 14 strikeouts, you still lost. And that's why I said I think Ryan is top 20, but I don't think he's top 10. What I look at is whip. If you've got a whip that's somewhere hovering about 1.1 or below, you are having a dominant season. And his whip is 0.87. So he's averaging less than a base runner an inning, which is outstanding. So we agreed on one, two,
I thought
one,
seven.
two, three, four, five, six, seven. We agreed on seven.
Yeah. A lot different than the National League. We only agreed on 5 on the National League.
Yeah. Well,
Vince, would you say this, though? Nolan Ryan in my lifetime might be the most dominant pitcher, but to me, I thought the best pitcher of my lifetime over more years than others was Greg Maddux.
I do too.
I think he was the best pitcher. Innings, if you compare him to the rest of the people, his contemporaries, I just think he was by far better than everybody else for the longest period of time that I've ever seen. Steve Carlton had his stretch, and Kershaw and Seaver and those guys, but I'm going to say Greg Maddux.
Yeah, Maddox for the longevity and for a he figured out early in life that he doesn't throw the ball through a brick wall. And so he worked on control
And
and
movement.
yeah, movement, control, making sure you could get the ball over the plate. And he was the first pitcher who ever did this. He was with the Cubs and he was throwing his bullpen from the stretch. And I don't know who the Cub bullpen coach was at the time said, no, you throw your bullpen with a windup. He said, no, no, no. I throw with the stretch because I want to throw my best pitches when there's runners on base and I'll be pitching from the stretch. And now a lot of pitchers don't even wind up anymore, but uh, that's kind of the way pitchers do bullpens now. You know, they do it from the stretch because you got to make your best pitches when you got runners on base. And I always liked how he was so good with runners on base. He was great with the bases loaded when he had the bases loaded. And it's pretty easy. They're amped up. You know, you get runners in scoring position, you let up a little more and let them swing from their heels and get themselves out with a pop up or a strikeout. He was what was they used to call Triple H the cerebral assassin.
Yes.
That's Greg Maddux pitching. He was smarter than every other hitter he faced. Just was.
I
So
agree.
I got tops again.
I got tops too. 1990.
Uh this package of three.
Oh
I got a
yes.
lot of these.
Oh yeah.
And I think mine are 89. So
89. Okay, I'm going to say two Hall of Famers, man. I feel you're good lucky tonight. Two.
I'm gonna say none.
All right.
And you're gonna have three.
Oh, wow.
What do
All
you
right.
what are you opening? 1990?
1990.
You're gonna have three. Oh
All
man.
right. Well, I like the
You're
sound of that.
you're going to have
I'm going to say one on me.
no no
One.
you're going to have strawberry.
Oh, he's doing it. He's amazing
Wait, wait,
Kreskin it,
wait,
ladies and
wait
gentlemen.
a minute, wait a minute. He's not a Hall of Famer. He should have been a Hall of Famer. Wait a
Oh,
minute.
well, that's
You're a Hall
true.
of
I think of
Famers.
him as a Hall of
Oh,
Famer.
you're gonna have Maddox. I'll say that you'll have Maddox.
Okay.
Um, you will also have Ozzie Smith,
Oh,
and then the other player that you're gonna have is Harold Baines.
well, he counts. I'm going to call one, but it's not a Hall of Famer.
All right, you want to go
I,
first?
oh, sure. All right. Here we go. An Arkansas man himself, a duck hunter, Kevin McReynolds. There he is with the
Oh,
Mets.
yes,
I always like that guy. All
solid
right.
player.
Now, I do not know this guy. Detroit Tiger, and I like these 1990 cards. Rob Ritchie. Rob
Don't
Ritchie.
know
Is
him.
that Kid Rock's real name? Is that Kid Rock right there? Rob Ritchie?
Yeah, Bobby Ritchie or something like that.
Bobby Ritchie. There you
Have you
go.
have you seen Kid Rock's pictures lately?
He looks haggard. I think
He
he's
looks
trying to
like Jed Clampett.
he's kind of gaunt, like he's lost a lot of mass or
Yeah, he looks like Jed Clampett.
something. Well, Jed could dance. I tell you what, Jed Clampett could dance. All right, Dodger, utility man extraordinaire, Lenny Harris. Huh? Oh,
Oh
Lenny
yeah.
Harris. There he is. Good picture of him right there. All right. Oh, this guy had power, Vince. Didn't hit the ball very often, but he had power.
Rob Deere.
Steve Balboni.
Oh, Steve, bye bye Balboni.
Yeah, look at there. He just lit one up. Okay. Not a Hall of Famer, but man, he made history with your man, Sammy Sosa. Here's Oakland A. Mark McGuire right there.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to his forearms? They shrunk a little bit. What is going
Yeah.
on there?
Is
Well,
that
I
a
don't
bat
know.
or a syringe that he's holding? I can't see.
Yeah. This guy here doesn't get the proper respect. I remember him being a darn good pitcher for a long time. Montreal Expos, Zane Smith.
Oh yeah. He also
Yeah,
pitched for the Braves.
yeah. Pittsburgh too, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. You
Pittsburgh. All right. I've heard some stories about this guy. I can't repeat on this show, but Cardinal pitcher Greg Matthews, right there, Greg Matthews.
what stories did you hear about Greg Matthews?
Oh, I'll have to tell you off the air. I'll have to tell you off the air. All right. This guy was a lightning bolt for that team. And I know that team that was 84. I believe the Padres beat the Cubbies, but Bip Roberts wasn't
Oh,
Bip Roberts on that
yeah.
team. Yeah, Bip was a good player. All right. Detroit Tiger, Rick Shue.
Hmm.
The Hall of Famers are going to have to come on fast, Vince. I'm running
Yeah.
out of cards. Oh, I met this guy. What a nice guy. Here he is with Detroit Tigers. He played for the Cardinals. Mike Keith also was an Oakland A.
Yeah.
Mike Keith, I like that card a lot right there. All right. White Sox player Dan Pasqua. Dan
Oh, yeah.
Pasqua.
Dr. Longball.
Oh, is that his nickname? I like that.
Now, did Mike Keith come over in the Andujar trade? I think it
Well,
was
we got
Mike
Andrew
Keith
Har.
and Conroy.
We got Andrew Har from the Astros. I thought Tony Scott went to the
No, no,
Astros.
I'm talking about when the Cardinals traded Andujar. I think it was for
Oh,
Mike Keith and Conroy.
could have been. I try to forget that. He blew up in the World Series, and that was kind of the end of Andrew Har here in St. Louis. Uh,
It was
here's
good TV though.
It was good TV, and of course, Whitey being the good manager took one for his player, and he
My
got
my
picked up.
my favorite part of that, and I know it hurts Cardinal fans,
It
was
hurts.
afterwards. I mean, the it had come out that the tutor went out and punched a fan, not a fan, a fan, a spinning electric fan. And so they're interviewing him and he's got his hand all bandaged up and he's just giving an interview. And then they mention something about his hand. Oh, what about my hand? Well, there's a report that you hit a fan. Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't want to talk about it. Yeah, it got embarrassing. How if you lose, you lose. But man, that's a bad way to lose right there. California Angel Greg Mitten, and I remember that guy,
Yeah.
Greg Mitten, right there. All right, I ain't talked about this guy in a long time. Luis de Los Santos of the Kansas City Royals. All right, Vince, I only got 3 cards left. They're going to have to be 3 Hall of Famers right here. The first one is Met Barry Lyons, not
Hall
a
of
Hall of
Famer
Famer.
Barry Lyons.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. Probably in his high school he is. Uh, oh no, no bad jokes, Vince. Giant pitcher Dave Trebecki, right there. Dave Trebecki.
Where's his arm?
Oh, oh, you got me there. And finally, another good pitcher, just like Zane Smith. Here he is with the Pirates. John Smiley. He was a good pitcher.
Yeah.
A solid pitcher. So anyway, that's the my cards. No Hall of Famers. I said one, Vince.
We both liked this guy.
All
Played for
right.
the Mariners. You saw him play in person, and this is his all rookie card. Jay Bone Buhner.
Oh yeah. He was great out there. They had a
Another,
in Seattle. They had a haircut night. They did haircuts in the outfield. Get your haircut like Jay Buter. So they just kind of shaved the sides down. You had the long in the back. But about 18 people went out there and got their haircut.
free haircut. Why not?
Free haircut.
Um, Texas Rangers outfielder, also on the all rookie team, Cecil Epsy.
Oh yeah, I thought he was going to be a big time player.
Middle infielder for the Twins, Steve Lombardozzi,
I remember him.
on that 89 World Series championship
Yeah,
team.
he
Oh,
does.
once the number one pick in baseball for the Mariners, pitcher Billy Swift.
Oh yeah, old time Seattle uniforms there.
For the Rangers, Dwayne Henry.
I
Don't
remember
remember
him.
him. I
I
don't
have that
remember.
card. I have
Oh,
that very card.
how did I get it then?
Oh,
Uh,
the
for the
hackers.
for the Pirates, Al Pedrique.
I do not remember him, Vince.
Neither do I. Okay.
Yeah. Bye, Al.
Oh, former Giant, former Brewer, former Cardinal, former Pirate, Dave LaPointe,
Oh, yeah. I met him. Very nice guy.
82
Left-hander.
World Series champion. Yep. Shortstop for the Royals, also played for the Reds, Kurt Stillwell.
He was good. That was a very good player.
Pretty good player. For the Brewers, pitcher Tom Filer.
I know the name. I couldn't tell you
Yep.
anything more than that.
After he got out of baseball, he was given manicures and pedicures.
Oh, Filer.
Okay, I got Astro leaders. Who do you think in 1988 led the Astros in home runs?
88. I'm trying to think of who would have played back in them days. 88. Um, Golly. I think Cesar Cedeno was gone by then.
Yeah,
So I don't think it was Cedeno. It's before Bagwell got there. So who would have been in that time period? I give up, Vince. I don't know.
Glenn Davis, 30 home runs. Gerald
Oh,
Young
hey.
had 65 stolen bases, man. That'd be awesome
Yes.
today. Um, for pitching, Ryan and Mike Scott have both had 14 wins. Uh, saves, Dave Smith, 27, former Cub,
I remember him.
and Mike Scott, ERA, 2.92 that year. So,
Somewhere around there, he won a Cy Young. Somewhere around in there.
yeah, I think that was 88. He won the Cy Young,
Okay.
doctoring the ball. Huh? What?
That's what I
Oh,
heard around
former
the
Yankee,
campfire.
former Mariner, former Oakland A. Ken Phelps had some power.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 27, 24, 24. He could pop the ball. Oh, former Cardinal outfielder John Morris. I remember him.
I do remember him.
Former White Sox, former Yankee, once won 22 games with the White Sox. Richard Dodson.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Got the last card. I put this at the last.
Okay.
Gosh, no Hall of Famers between both of us.
Wow. Lean.
Who do you think led the Cardinals in home runs in 1988?
1988. Would that have been 88? Would that have been Tom Vernansky, maybe?
You're the man.
Woo! That was a
20,
total guess. I was just thinking about who was on the team then. How about
22
that?
home runs.
How many?
Um, who led the team in batting average?
Well, I think he was gone by then. And Langford wasn't there yet. Greg Jeffries?
Willie McGee,
I thought Willie
292.
was gone by then. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the year he hit 350? He won the batting title? Is that
No,
that
he hit
year?
292.
Oh, well,
All right. Starting pitcher who led the team in innings, wins, and strikeouts.
88. Who would that have been? 88. That's before Tewksbury. That's after, I would say, John Tudor.
Jose De Leon.
Oh, hard luck. He pitched so good and we didn't get him hardly any wins. We just didn't hit when he pitched.
Yeah, he's been mad at it ever since. He's been
I
mad
think
at
so.
it.
Jose, if you're out there, I'm sorry. It was fun watching you play. You were great.
Oh, well, JJ, thank you for putting up with our technical difficulties at the beginning.
I love it. I have a blast every week with you, Vince. I have such a good time.
I believe we're going to have a guest next week,
All
so
right.
that will be.
We got a brave soul coming aboard.
Yep. So anyway, thank you all, and we'll see you later.